Dresses, Dogs, Desserts, and Dreams podcast, brought to you by the House of Zilly. No! Keep an eye out for our Etsy store for all of your sticker and novelty needs. Coming soon! Hey everybody, welcome to officially the first episode of DnR. We are winging this first podcast because we don't have a select topic. And somebody is getting sick, which is lovely. Anywho, last weekend, we got into a discussion about today's society of self-entitlement. And actually, you were listening or watching a video today, which I didn't quite catch the whole thing, and you said you'd like to show this to your kids. What was that about?
Oh, it's exactly what you said. It was the self-entitlement of kids nowadays.
So
that basically they don't want to do anything really. That everything has to come to them or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the video was, but yeah.
So essentially then the gist is that kids today, they don't really have to, and I don't mean work for dollars, because this could be like elementary, junior high school type too. They don't have to work for anything. They don't have to try. You don't have to try in school because you don't fail.
And parents, like they said to other parents, why don't you just talk to your kids? Like, talk to them. Like, it's all about conversation. But, you know.
Okay, but wait. Can I interject on that one?
Sure.
Because part of that too, though, is that, talk to your kids. Don't raise your voice.
Well, that's
Listen
what I was saying.
to them. Like it.
No, that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Like, the conversation is the key, right? To talk to your kids and, you know, not, like you said, not raising your voice and, and, you know, no spanking or things like that, right? Because now, obviously, it's illegal.
Okay. I'm not saying beat your children, although some of them, just kidding. I grew up in a time where you got spanked. If you did something wrong that you knew you weren't supposed to do, or your parents told you no and you did it anyway, you got spanked. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
It hurts.
That's the point. That is the point.
Well, me too. Like, but in my case was more, I guess, severe. I guess depends on the infraction. There was spanking, yeah, but also there was beating. Like, if it was severe, you get, you know, like one time, remember, my mom broke a freaking wooden spoon on my head.
Yeah, well, that's because your head is hard.
Really?
Like, okay, maybe that's slightly extreme. Could she have taken the wooden spoon to your hand or your arse? Yes.
But the thing is, in my environment, it was hostile. It was...
Okay, but do you think that might be part of your culture as well, though?
I don't
like your parents growing up where they grew up, that could be partly culture.
Well, it could be, but also I think that in North America, there's cases that it was kind of like that as well.
Well, yeah, I guess.
So I don't know whether it's culture or not. Maybe in somewhat, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that, like, at work, when you have people come in for interviews, like these younger people walk in and they want top dollar. They want a hybrid environment or work from home. They want a brand new computer, laptop, blah, blah, blah. They want all this stuff. They think they deserve parking right off the top. I worked for years and years and years before I was given parking. Like, or the thing of, oh, well, I was late because of this or that. It's always somebody else's or something else's fault. Well, if you know that you have to take the train to work and you know that it's snowing outside and you know that everything is going to be a gong show, leave earlier. Did you leave the same time you always do? Yeah. Like, stuff like that drives me
I see that
crazy.
too. I see that at the office too, right? The co-ops, they show up. It's supposed to start at 8. They show up at 8:30 or 8:45, right? Not sure if they stay later to make up the time. But also, I noticed nowadays that they don't fear authority. They don't care about. They're very lippy and mouthy, right?
Mm-hmm. There's no respect.
Yeah, that's it. No respect.
Yeah.
And I see that with my own kids sometimes. It's like I get notifications every single day, Monday to Friday, pretty much. Oh, your daughter, blah, 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 has been marked absent or late. And okay. But what is it the school doing? Like, why is it they're sending a voicemail and an email at night? Why can the school deal with it at the time? Okay, you're late, or I don't know what would be the right. I don't want to call it punishment, but the right
Discipline. Action. Yeah.
You know, but also teachers are limited of what they can do in terms of discipline nowadays.
Well, they're limited, but I think some of them, no offense to any teachers out there, but some of them, because of the generation that is coming in to teach, are also extremely lazy. They don't want to work extra hours. They don't want to, like, if I don't even know, do kids even get detention anymore? Probably not.
I don't think so.
Right, because a teacher would have to stay after school.
Yeah.
So that's not going to happen either. There's no homework. There's no detention. There's no failing. There's no strap. There's no, like, all of the stuff that we grew up with, gone.
I think I sent you a video at one point that there was a teacher being interviewed. I think she said, let me see. Yeah, and actually she quit teaching, and she was teaching for like several years now, and because, I mean, their lack of teacher aid, and so the work is like triple or something with the kids, especially with foreign kids, and the classrooms are bigger, and she's mentioned that, yeah, even if you're doing crappy, you won't fail.
Right.
And I go, what the hell is that? You do crap and you don't fail, you still pass. So what kind of preparation is that?
Well, it's not, and that's the whole thing. That leads to the self-entitlement, and you can't raise your voice. You can't constructively criticize or correct, because I'm going to report you, right?
Remember that video or that teacher that got fired because she failed a student?
No, I don't know about that.
No, well, it was, I don't know how many years ago, but it was quite a few years ago. I think it was it was a male teacher, and he got fired because he failed a student. So, and everybody in the world think that North American education is the best. And I keep saying, like, if you go to countries like Mexico, countries in Central America, places that are considered third world countries, they have better education than North America.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they don't have the choice of, oh, I have a choice here to take certain classes. If I want to, I can take the easy ones. And, in those countries, you take everything. You take 7, 8 courses for that year. And there's no semesters. It's from January to, I believe, October, the end of October, early November, the whole year. And then they get a month and a half off or 2 months off, which is the opposite here. You get the summer off, right? But you don't have a choice in those countries of, spares and, take what you really want to take. You know what I mean? It's kind of like some students, I think they find the easy way out,
right,
to get their credits. In those countries, there's no credits. You pass due to your homeworks, your assignments, your attendance. What else? Everything is a percentage of that, right? To total 100. So you can do shitty on a test down in those countries, but if you have your assignments and your homework done, I think
it evens out, averages out.
Yeah, right, to pass. Or you can do well on a test, but you did shitty on your assignments, right?
Right.
But if you do well on your tests, averages out, right? So it's a shame that countries like the United States and Canada, they're big countries, but the education sucks.
Well, it's sucky.
Yeah.
Because didn't you say your kids, like the choices of classes that they take, aren't there something that, like, there's something that's sort of meh?
Well, like they took drama, which I think that's okay. Drama, it can be fun. Mm-hmm. They took dance in junior high, but they're not focusing on the important courses that can get you into big universities, right? Like math and science. My youngest right now, she takes science, math, but I think it's the easy ones. Because there's so many choices here, and like math 10, 20, 30, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Again, in the countries that are third world countries, there's no such a thing as 10, 20, 30. It's one math, the level for that grade, and there's physics for that grade. You know what I mean? Like it's more complex.
Yeah.
And then when you get to university in those countries, it's similar to here. Yeah, you can choose your courses, right? You have that option to take 3 courses or 5 courses or whatever. Like university is a different world.
Right.
Right. But in terms of preparation to get to university, I think is more difficult down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then when you come to these countries, you have a degree from those countries, and you come here, they make it impossible to integrate into that whatever field you have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, we've had a few conversations where I've said to you, look at the generation that's coming after us. We're in trouble.
Yeah.
For the most part. Like, there's the few. I think it's flipped now. Like when I was a kid, there'd be the handful that were the bad kids and the rest were, decent. I think now it's the other way. There's not a lot of go-getters and ambition and stuff because everything is just here. Yeah. Most kids have credit cards. I'm sure there's not a kid out.
This is a university talking about, like young adults.
No, I'm talking about high school kids, they have credit cards
Well, my kids don't have credit cards.
that you know of.
No, I don't. I know that they don't have credit cards.
Okay, well, whatever. There's other things with your kids that they're allowed to do that it would be like, for me, horrified. Wow. But the point of it is, the majority of kids have credit cards. They have cell phones where they can go to Starbucks every day and flash their cell phone to pay for their $6 coffee.
Yeah, that's another thing. Well, when we grew up, there was no cell phones, but yeah, when you reach the age of 13, then the parents get you a cell phone. And some of the reasons is safety, right? If you get into entitlement or some kind of trouble, you know, you have your cell phone to call your mom and dad kind of thing, right? I find, they're very, like, the generation is very wimpy. Like, they need to be driven everywhere. Even if you're 16, you're learning on how to drive and stuff, but you still don't have your license, and you're supposed to drive them everywhere. And there's parents that do that. I never had that. I think I can count on one hand the times that my dad drove me to something that I needed to go to, right? I had to take the bus.
Yeah.
At night, sometimes I had like soccer practice after school, and sometimes we had to travel to a kind of far field that I had to take two buses, you know, and I would get home around 9, 10, dark.
Yeah.
And yeah. And some of the reasons they said, well, because you're a boy, you know, but also I had a sister that she was protected, that she was driven, right?
Yeah.
But nowadays.
But here's a question for you on that. And this isn't related to people now or anything else. It's just a question. So that particular sister that was protected, where did that get her today? She doesn't drive.
I know.
She has to rely on other people to get her around. Like, so to take that to today's times, and you have these kids and younger people who are coming up, they do not know how to function.
Yeah.
They can't. You give, if like at the grocery store, your bill is $18.10 and you give them $20.10. They look at you, A, like you're crazy because you gave them cash, and secondly, they don't know what change to give you. And it's like, you owe me $2. Like, completely baffled by it.
Yeah. And I think I think the millennials also, they don't know how to make change.
Yeah.
And it's very rare that you go to a store and the cashier counts the money back to you.
Oh yeah, no, they don't.
It's very rare to see that.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they won't, because they punch in what you gave them. It tells them what to give you back, so they just take it out of the till and hand it to you.
Yeah.
So.
But still, like, you know, it should be a good practice, because what if one bill sticks to the other one? Well,
yeah.
our money, Canadian money, doesn't stick. It's not like the American one.
Right. Yeah.
But, you know, it's kind of bullshit, I find. I mean, growing up, I think I had both the good and the bad, right?
Well, we all did. Yeah. We all had the good and the bad.
But in terms of discipline, yeah, I think we take the cherry.
Well, like,
our generation.
What do you mean by that exactly?
Well, like we were disciplined, and we were taught that I'm speaking for myself, that respect other people, right?
Yes. And
I remember when we were kids, we used to say hello to everyone. Like if we go to somebody's house or a gathering, you had to salute everybody, right?
And you called them Mr. or Mrs.
Yeah.
unless they told you not to.
Yeah. And what else? Well, I just lost my thought, but yeah, it was kind of like that. Like, and we were taught, the about work ethic. Like when I got my first job, even though I was 19 years old when I got my first job, like full time, like done with school, and I had my first job, right? And then I was always punctual, and I was always there and did my thing. But I think that came from the school that I went to, because the school was the discipline was high, and they taught us how to, we were wearing uniforms, and the shirts had to be pressed and stuff like that. We had to shine our shoes, and to this day, I hate dirty shoes, especially if I had to wear a suit. My shoes had to be shined, right? I see people here that wear suits and they had like dirty shoes, or they're wearing sneakers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To me, if you wear a suit, you wear a nice shiny shoes.
Yeah.
Right? And back in the day, yeah, I was a little bit of a rebel when it came to like hair, but the school would make us get haircuts if we was longer than their standards, right? And so I always, I did have my hair long at some point, but then when I finished school, I started to cut my hair shorter, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, and my hygiene, like keeping your nails clean, that kind of stuff, right? Like clean shoes, even my runners, I would wash them, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what, in those days, the school taught us, like, to be presentable.
Yeah.
And
What do you mean there was no pants hanging halfway down your ass and
no.
bellies hanging out and
Oh no, you would have got kicked out of the school, I think.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that fashion wasn't back then. It was, but yeah, it's completely different. I don't know.
We are in trouble.
You think so?
Absolutely.
But
And on that note, I am going to take care of myself so that I never have to depend on nursing or whatever to take care of me, because I'd rather not. Yeah.
really,
Really.
yeah, that's the thing that sometimes you wonder, shit, what's gonna happen when I'm at this age, like old, right?
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll be in good shape, still functioning, and we can depend on our own still, right? And then, because I see a lot of seniors that are old, but they live still in their own houses.
Well, I think I told you my grandma lived till she was 89, and right up until the day that she passed away, she was still out walking in plus 30-degree weather, lugging her groceries home on foot. Like she was a go-getter right until.
And shoveling snow.
Yep, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. See, that's another thing. Like
Shovel snow.
with my kids. Oh, it was always a fight. Okay, because I used to do the shoveling, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, they want to do it, or let me rephrase that. There's sometimes that I wanted help.
Right.
Like I'll do the front, you guys do the back.
Yeah.
And the back was smaller
Yeah.
area. But the front, it was or sometimes I will say, okay, let's do the front together, because it'll be faster, and then we'd go through the back. Oh man, it was always like, they take their time to put their shoes on or boots and gloves and everything, right? It was always a battle to get them out to do that. And if it was snowing and you were at work, but they come home early from school.
The thought process of shoveling was not there.
They just walk off. They just walk through it, right? And then you would think, you would think that they have common sense, right? Mm-hmm. But no, you had to go home. And what I would do is, as soon as I walk home, and nothing was shoveled, I just dump my stuff, put my gloves on, and go back out. Mm-hmm. And then I asked the question, why you guys didn't shovel the walks? Well, I don't know.
He didn't think about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Pretty much. Right? And I was like, holy shit. So they have to wait until somebody tells them to do something.
Yeah.
They don't have that initiative.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Initiative.
Proactiveness.
Respect. Diligence. There's another word that I'm looking for, and I don't know what it is. It's kind of on the level of respect, somewhere between respect and initiative. There's another word that
I see.
Yes.
So we gotta play this guessing game now. Okay, let's see.
Wow.
Nah.
So, bottom line is, we're hooped.
Well, hopefully there's hope.
Okay, well, I'll leave that to you because I don't have any. I'm very unhopeful. Well, come on.
You always have to give people a chance, right? The benefit of the doubt.
And they do not disappoint with the expectation of 0. 9 times out of 10.
Yeah. But, I'm sure there's some good kids out there, right? Because I see, and I used to do this. You don't supposed to do this. You compare your kids to other kids, right? Yeah, shit. You don't supposed to do that, but sometimes it's like, what? How come my kids can't be like that? Like, because I see kids still hanging out with their parents, going on trips and stuff. I don't know whether the parents make the kids go.
Well, it could be. That could be.
But when you see them together, they look like they're having fun and they're happy, right?
Yeah. But just a second though, and this is completely speculation because we don't know. That could come from an upbringing of you don't get to have your phone at the table. We have a meal at the table together. There's no phones allowed. It could also come from the fact or the thing of, if we have company over, your grandparents are coming over, whoever it is, you're not sitting in the group of people on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Or your cell phone stays outside of your bedroom when it's bedtime.
Well, we used to do that at times. Like your phone goes off whatever time they go to bed, 9, 10, right?
Yeah.
But then that died after, going through some stuff. And then that died because now it's just the one parent that's supposed to be the better parent.
Here's another thing that when we were talking about respect and going over to people's houses when we were kids and stuff, I would never, ever in a million years go to someone else's house, flop down on the couch, take the whole couch, or put my feet up and not even think of not leaving room for the other person, or if
Well, you seen that before?
I've seen that a couple times.
See, I've never
yes,
seen that.
I have. Like, it just, that has baffled me that, like, my house, I have a couch. I don't have an extra chair. And I've experienced it a couple of times where there's nowhere for me to sit. Like, the person will come with their kid or whatever it is, and the kid takes the whole couch. And it's like...
Who are you talking about?
Well, I'm not going to name names at this point in time.
You're not talking about me, are you?
That you take the whole couch?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you do.
I see.
But yeah, I've seen that, and it's like, but the other part of that is the parent did not correct them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening here? Right?
Well, if it's your house, you can say something.
You could, but because of the way I was brought up, I have respect for that other parent that I'm not overstepping, right? Like, I don't want to cause a conflict.
But it's your house.
Because parents are very protective of their kids, no matter what the situation. Chances are, if I had said something, that parent would tell me to go F myself.
Well,
and I'm pretty sure that parent would have.
So what? I mean, it's your house. You can say it in a nice way. Say, hey, listen, do you mind? We need to sit here, so you don't need to take the whole couch. But it's your house, so you make your rules, right?
Yeah.
So if people come to your place, they have to respect that.
They should.
So if that lady tells you to F off, well, you tell her, you get out of my house.
I guess.
Right?
I guess, yeah.
So, yeah. So sometimes I think you have to have the balls and be strict with people when a situation like that arises.
Yes, but that's a whole different podcast about how I was brought up and my timidness about speaking up. But that's something different.
That's okay. That's why you have me.
Right.
Anyway,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any closing comments you'd like to make on this topic?
Oh, well, all the kids out there, just watch out for us because, we'll tell you how it is. You feel me? So.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah.